I've been working at Combient Mix for a bit more than 3 months now. I work as a data scientist in different kinds of customer projects. And more recently, I've sort of gravitated more towards the developer-y or data engineering side of things, which is fantastic. I'm looking forward to learning more about that side. I originally started out studying computational linguistics at a linguistics department. So this was before NLP hit really big. And it dealing with language on computers was mostly rule-based. And now it's more statistical. And that was a big transition phase at our departments. And I sort of accidentally ended up also studying computer science because it felt like a useful thing to do. And then I moved with my then partner to Lugano, Switzerland, where I studied informatics and AI and information retrieval just because they were there. And I ended up compiling a master's degree, both from the Helsinki computational linguistics and the informatics from Lugano. Once I got my master's done and I got my marriage done, I moved to Copenhagen to do a PhD in information systems on how emotions and topics develop in social media conversations after a terror attack. And after that, I decided that while I love research, academia is a place where I'm probably not going to stay sane. So I decided to look for other job opportunities. And I accidentally discovered that I might have a lot of the relevant skills to be a data scientist. So I started applying for data scientist positions, and I ended up working in an IT consultancy company that's focused on development, or IT development in general. I worked there for 2.5 years doing various kinds of data projects, from data science to regular general analytics and different kinds of data management consulting projects. And I kind of started feeling like I wanted to be in an environment where I could learn more about data science specifically and have professional development in that area more than a general IT house could offer. So I applied for Combient Mix, and now here I am. The most important tool for my daily work is obviously my brain, but I think that's not what I was asked exactly. I think Python is definitely one of my all-time go-tos. Whenever I need to code something, especially if it has to do with natural language processing, Python it's an easy, convenient default. It's widely supported. It has a lot of packages and functionalities that somebody else already made. Aside from that, well, different kinds of coding support tools like version control, like Git, for instance, Visual Studio Code is something that I've used recently a lot, and I like it. There's obviously, when you're dealing with data, cloud environments are a thing. I think Azure is the one that I encounter the most, but also Google's GCP and Amazon's AWS are likely to be useful at some point. And then basic command line tools. You wouldn't believe how often you end up using them. I think one of the things that took me a long while to figure out is that it's okay if you don't yet know everything. Data science and IT work in general, it's a huge field. There's always going to be more stuff than you have the time to learn, and you're going to have to keep updating your skills and knowledge as you go along, because things change, and that's the nature of the game. And I've suffered from quite severe imposter syndrome for ever since I started studying, essentially. And it's not disappearing, but I'm learning to manage it better. And I think one of the most crucial skills in this line of work is learning how to learn. If you've got that figured out, you can sort out anything. If you encounter a problem you don't know how to solve, you learn how to solve it. And then you know how to solve that specific problem. And you either encounter it again or not, but at least you know that whatever problem you encounter, you can use that same skill set over and over again, and it will help you. And also, asking people is a legitimate option. And I know there's a lot of pressure to be competent and carry your own weight and contribute meaningfully. But surprisingly much of what I know now has come from conversations with other people. And people are actually often quite happy to impart their knowledge. They're really happy if somebody's interested in something they're good at. So we should maybe be less afraid of that.